Now we're going to discuss DAC, digital to analog converter, and the specific DAC that we are discussing that is given in the book is R to R ladder DAC. So how does an R to R ladder DAC works? Basically, you have a ladder network, as you can see over here. This is called a ladder network, like this. So in this ladder network, you have a resistor R, and then you have a resistor 2R, then R and 2R, and then 2R, and this can be extended to any number of R to R ladder network based on how many bits you're using. In this one, I'm just explaining the operation using 2 bits. So you have bit 1 and bit 0. As we discussed in the ADC, flash ADC, we just discussed using 2 bits. So basically this is the opposite of flash ADC for that 2-bit flash ADC that we discussed. Okay, I'm assigning some variables to different registers so that I can refer by their name and you will understand them. So this is my R1 right here, this is my R2, R3, R4. And the first thing that we are going to do is we will understand what is this summing amplifier and what is this phase shifter. Now, if you have taken linear integrated circuits, you already are familiar with what is a summing amplifier, or what we call linear combination circuit, and what is a phase shifter or inverting amplifier. But if you have not taken integrated circuits, then let me go ahead and briefly explain you what is a summing amplifier or a summer. So this thing is an operational amplifier. So we have two operational amplifiers here. Operational amplifiers, how do they work? Basically, they have an extremely large input resistance. So no current flows into the operational amplifier under ideal condition. Hence, or the second property, not hence, the second property is that whatever is the voltage at the non-inverting input, this is the non-inverting input, basically the positive, the positive one is called non-inverting input, and the negative is called inverting input. So this is your, oops, where did my marker go? This is your inverting input. Okay, my marker is going in and out for some reason. Let's see. This is the inverting input, INV, and this is the non-inverting input. Okay. So whatever the voltage at non-inverting input of an operational amplifier, the same voltage appears at the inverting input. Why? Again, at this time, let's not worry about this. If you have taken linear integrated circuit, you know why. But in general, over here, just for the sake of understanding this circuit, remember that the voltage here, which is ground right here, is also going to be appear over here. So the voltage at the inverting terminal is going to be 0 volt as well. And that's why we call it VG. VG is virtual ground. Virtual ground. That's what VG is. Okay. Alright, so the same thing goes over here for the phase shifter circuit. In non-inverting input is connected to ground, so the inverting input is going to be at virtual ground. How does a summing circuit work? Basically, the basic idea of summing circuit is, since no current goes inside the operational amplifier, whatever current is coming here, as we'll discuss pretty soon what current is coming here under different condition, basically it goes through this resistor, what we call feedback resistor. So this resistor is feedback resistor. Okay. And likewise for the second one, this resistor is feedback resistor. So as you will see, this amplifier, summing amplifier, is going to produce the sum of the inputs at the output. And the phase shifter or inverter, basically it's going to produce negative of the input at its output. So V out here is going to be negative V out 1 if the input voltage is V out 1, which is shown here. then the output of the inverting amplifier or phase shifter is negative Vout1. So we are just using phase shifter over here to change the phase of the input of this amplifier. And the way it works is the same. No current goes inside the operational amplifier, so whichever current is coming here at virtual ground at node D is just going to be diverted through the feedback resistor towards the output node. Okay, so this is how operational amplifier is working in the circuit. Summing circuit, sum up all the inputs, produce an output. The output phase is opposite of the input, it will be negative. And to change that negative value into positive again, we use the phase shifter circuit with a unity gain. So it does not change the gain of this circuit, that it does not multiply Vout1 with anything, except it just changes its sign and make it positive again. Okay, so how does this circuit work? So you have two bits, B0 and B1, and okay, so B0 and B1 are 2 bits. When the switch is on top, we assume that it is 1. When the switch is at the bottom, we assume it is as 0. So 2 bits, 1 and 0 basically, right? And both bits of course can produce 1 or produce 0. Alright, now this network right here, this network, this is important. So the total current that is coming out of your source, this is the reference voltage, right? Total current coming out of the reference voltage is VR, reference voltage, over R. So first we need to understand why it is VR over R. So observe that R4 and R3 are connected in parallel. Why? R4 is connected between node B and ground, and R3 is connected between node B, and if B0 is 0, then it is connected to the same ground, and if B0 is 1, that is B0 is connected here, then it is connected to the virtual ground, which again has the value 0. So in any case, if B0 is 0 or 1, R3 is connected between node B and ground or virtual ground. It's the same value, virtual ground and ground is 0 volt. So R3 and R4 will appear to be parallel to each other, that is connected between node B and ground. So when you take parallel combination of R4 and R3, since the value of both are 2R, parallel combination is going to produce R. Right? You can calculate it. Two resistors connected in parallel, value of both resistors is the same. The total parallel combination is going to produce half of the value of one resistor. So it's going to produce R over here. So I can replace these two, R3 and R4, by R only, connected between node B and ground or virtual ground. Now this R is going to be in series with this R, because whatever current is flowing through R is just going to be, if I replace these two resistors by one resistor, that current is just going to flow through that resistor. So this R and this R are going to be in series. That will produce 2R, right? So I can remove I can remove R2, R3 and R4 and put a 2R connected between node A and ground or virtual ground. And then since I have 2R, which is the parallel combination of R2 plus R3 in parallel with R4, that 2R and this R1, which is also 2R, are going to be in parallel with each other again, because both are connected between A and either virtual ground or actual ground. So we take the parallel combination of those two resistors, that will produce again an R. So the total resistance that will be seen by this source is going to be R. All these resistors are going to produce an equivalent resistance, which will be R. So the total current that will come out of this is going to be VR over R. Now this current, of course, if we go back and start unfolding things, so we first unfold the total resistance and convert them back into two resistors, this 2R in parallel with another 2R. Half of the current is going to go through this 2R, half of the current is going to go through other 2R. Now the other 2R was the combination of this R and then the parallel combination of these two, that is this R and an R in place of these two R. So half of the current is going through this and the half of the current is going to go through this R, which will flow in the parallel combination of these two resistors, which we can put in place of these two. So that half of the I is going to flow through this R and then R3 parallel to R4. And now we go ahead and unfold R3 parallel to R4 and put both these two resistors back in the circuit. So since I by 2 was flowing through these two resistors, then each of the resistor is going to take I by 4, 1/4 of the current, total current. So half of the current is flowing here through R1, half of the current is flowing through R2, 1/4 of the current is flowing through R3, and 1/4 of the current is flowing through R4. That's how different currents are flowing. Okay. Now let's take one condition. Let's take the highest condition, 1 and 1. So if B1 is 1 and B0 is 1, what we are gonna what we're gonna see at node C, two currents are flowing towards node C, I1, which is half of I, and I3, which is 1/4 of I, right? If it is 1, if it is connected here, 1/4 of I is gonna go here, this will be I3, and 1/2 of I is gonna go here, this will be I1. So in that case, if I apply KCL at node C, I have I1 plus I3 equals IF, if I'm calling this IF1, so IF1, right? So what I'm going to get, I1 is what? Voltage here, which is VR. So VR, or I don't have to go to the voltage actually. I1 plus I3, we know I1 is I by 2. So this is my I by 2 plus I by 4 equals IF1, right? So what is I? I is VR over R. So we put VR over 2R plus VR over 4R equals, what is IF1? IF1 is 0, virtual ground, minus Vout1 divided by R. So 0 minus Vout1 divided by R. So all these R will be cancelled out and you will get Vout1 will be equal to negative 3/4 of VR after you simplify that. Negative 3/4 of VR. Okay, so if VR is 5 volt, that's going to be negative 3.75 volt. And what is the function of phase shifter? Basically you do the same thing, analysis at node D, you apply KCL. So this current IP is equal to IF2 because no current goes in the operational amplifier. What is IP? IP is Vout1 minus 0 over R. And what is IF2? IF2 is 0 minus Vout over R. This R is cancelled out. So Vout is going to be what? Vout is going to be negative of Vout1, and Vout1 is negative 3/4 of VR. So Vout will be equal to what? 3/4 of VR. So it became positive again, right? That's the main function of phase shifter. It turned into positive again. So if your input bits are 1 and 1, the output voltage that will be generated will be 3.75 volt, right? 3.75 volt. That's a quantized value. That's not the actual input voltage. Input voltage, remember in the last flash ADC, we saw that anything between 3.75, above 3.75 and 5 is just gonna become 3.75 volt. That's it, because the bits that will be produced will be 1 1. So when your bits is 1 1, input bit is 1 1, and your DAC is converting the voltage back into the analog voltage, all you're gonna get is 3.75 volt. So whether your actual input was 4 volt, you're not gonna get that 4 volt. You are gonna get 3.75 volt. So this is called quantization error, which we're gonna discuss that soon. Okay. In the same way, you can track this circuit for different bits. Let's say you have now bit 1 is 1, bit 0 is 0. So now only one current is flowing to node C. When you put bit, let me go ahead and comments, let me put some eraser here. Come on. Okay, I'm not sure why it is not erasing. Anyways, here you go. Okay, so now if this is 0, let me grab pencil again. Okay, so now if your B naught is 0, of course, your current is not going towards node C, right? It is just going to the ground. So the only current that will be going towards node C is going to be I1. In that case, your I1 is going to be IF1. So B naught, B1, 1, 0. I1 will be equal to IF1. So it is going to be I1 is what? I by 2, and I is VR over R. So that's going to be VR over 2R is equal to IF1, which is 0 minus V out 1 over R. So negative V out 1 over R. R cancel. So V out 1 will be equal to negative VR over R. And of course, the phase shifter is going to invert that phase, and V out will be equal to VR over 2, half of VR. So input bits 1, 0 is going to produce half of VR. VR is 5, so 2.5 volt, right? And similarly, bits 0 and 1, B naught 0, bits 1, bit 0 and 1, B1 0, B naught 1 is going to produce 1.25 volt, and bits 0 and 0 is going to produce 0 volt. So this is how the circuit is working, and so it is converting the switches which are acting as input bits. The values of those switches, if they are on, it is 1, if they are off, it is 0. The values of those switches back into voltage, but that voltage, remember, is not the actual sample voltage, that's the quantized voltage. It is giving you only 4 values of that voltage, which are the quantized value. It's going to give you 0 volt when the input is 0, 0. It's going to give you 1.25 volt when the input is 0, 1. 2.5 volt when the input is 1, 0, and 3.75 volt when the input is 1 and 1. So all that discussion, of course, it's been explained on the following slides. So go over these things. All the detailed explanation is there. Derivations are there that I was doing on that page and making a mess. So this is clean. You can understand them. It's pretty straightforward. I have already explained the circuit. So this is your R2R ladder network, DAC.